Morning, everybody. My name's Michael Long, and thank you for joining me. Today's the 12th of January, and it's a pretty interesting day today. Today, of course, Today, I want to talk about the NDAA, which was just passed last year, barely. Well, actually passed anonymously through the House and the Congress. And then I want to talk to you about Sopa. But before I begin, let me tell you something about the NDAA. It's called the National Defense Authorization Act. Gets rid of kamikaze and it undermines various forms of the U.S. Constitution. And this is according to the Campaign for Liberty, the Constitution Party, the Libertarian Party. This is according to various trusted sources that this bill indeed has a lot to do with, since it has provisions in it that will allow the U.S. federal government to send military personnel on the streets of America and to indefinitely detain American citizens suspected of being terrorists without due process and without a jury, without a judge, without a trial. This is completely outrageous that they have managed to pass it. And one of the congressmen from New York State, Chris Gibson, also voted in favor of it, and he's pointed out how it would drastically increase spending for the military. And I can't believe this guy wants, and many other mainline Republicans talk about cutting spending and cutting the deficit while they want to turn around and bring us into the affairs of other countries. But on the bright side, if you've been listening to the campaign for Ron Paul, he came out in third place in Iowa. Romney won that state over. And Ron Paul came out second place in New Hampshire. And he's the only guy that, if elected president, can cut back on the corruption and repeal laws such as the NDAA. And I hope he gets elected as president of the United States, so we can have someone that can really make a difference in this country. Now, Congress will probably fight him tooth and nail, because look at what they consist of. Mainline Republicans and a bunch of neocon Democrats who can't even hardly tie their shoelaces half the time. Now, and this is rather ridiculous that they got to go ahead and do things like that. Now, another thing that I want to bring to your attention is the Sopa Act, which they plan to enact on the 18th of January of this year, and it could anonymously pass through the House and Senate and if they don't even vote for it, then there's a likelihood that it can go through the super committee, which should have never existed to begin with. And this provision would be detrimental towards internet freedom if it passes. And the reason it'll be detrimental to American freedom is that is simply because it'll shut down, like, such as the Protect IP Act, which I don't even think made it through the House or Congress. I think they just changed the name. This Piracy Act bill, which they claim will protect against piracy, but in actuality, according to various sources, could actually take down websites that they feel is offensive, and that would be detrimental, because how do you define offensive? I mean, What's offensive to one group might not be offensive to another. And the Constitution was created to protect controversial and unpopular speech. Popular speech does not need to be protected under any shape, matter, or form. And I'm Michael Long, and thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.